This
Couple of minutes.
conference
I
will
can
now
see
be
people are still
recorded.
joining.
This conference will now be recorded.
I'll check, I'll check. Efficient. Did you create a new order?
Yes.
Okay, let me check, if possible after the session, or I'll check offline here. Okay, let's get started. So yesterday we discussed availability group. So just to do a quick recap, availability group is just okay, it's just a uh, okay, where is my okay? It's just a configuration in EWM which integrates story location with the stock types. We have several stock types codes here in EWM depending on the story location. They are basically the same three stock types: block, unrestricted, and quality, but they are given different code in EWM. Then we also spoke about storage type. In the storage type, we give the availability group. That's how we tell the system the availability group, the stock belonging to this store location should be part of so and so store location in the ERP. The stock belonging to a storage type should convert automatically the store location in the ERP. So we did do a test. We took a stock in GR zone, we put it away into the warehouse, and then it changed the store location from 1000 to 2000, and a posting change document was posted. So the other important point we understood was that storage, the availability group is basically not mandatory to be assigned to storage type. It can be optional, and there can be scenarios where you can have more than one stock type, more than one restricted stock type or quality stock type in a storage type. That will be like a work center or inspection area, a packing area or inspection area, where you can have stock belonging to multiple store location. Also, you can store in a particular storage type. Okay. And then we shifted towards quality integration. So we'll cover quality integration today. But there are two types of inspection. One, incoming, the products which are coming into the warehouse, the inbound which we receive from suppliers. We carry out the inspection for those stocks, and once these stocks are accepted, then we supply them to production or supply them to the outbound. So inspection background I gave you, EWM, when it was decentralized SCM, we had QM and QI, and QI scope has been limited in S4HANA, and a lot of configurations which are common in QM QI now part of QM. So don't be surprised if you see more configs in the decentralized world. It's just the duplicate config in the QM are available in the QI. Okay. So today we would like to execute one process with QM. What are the master data involved in QM? Then we'll execute a process, see how inspection documents are assigned, and how the UD is given, and what happens to the stock type, and how the inspection assignment is done. And we will also at the end see what are the important configuration of QM in projects we will have QM consultants, but from an integration perspective, there are a few things which we should know. I'll be covering that with respect to QM in our today's scenario, today's session. Okay. So before we start, any questions from anyone? Anything anybody would like to discuss? Okay, if no questions, then we'll start. So, first of all, quality management inspection document has to be created. So we need to create a master data. Standard SAP, comes up with the required setting to create master data. We'll use that standard setting and create a inspection master data for us. And later we'll see, what are the configuration, what can be changed. Okay. So there is something called as inspection rule. Okay. Now you have two options. See, I mean, whenever you move with EWM and the latest versions, you will have different options. Um, so for example, you can do the inspection relevant setting in inspection rule or QM master data. Okay. This is possible from 1909 version onwards. Inspection rule or QM master data. I would say from 1909 onwards, either of them is required. And prior to 1909, inspection rule was mandatory. Now inspection rule is not mandatory in 1909 onwards. So basically what you can say is, either I'll maintain my quality settings. See what we need to maintain in quality master data, what is the percentage of inspection, for inbound we are supposed to do an inspection. What is the percentage of inspection? What are the usage codes? And so on. So there are a lot of quality relevant settings we need to maintain. So we maintain them either in rule or in QM master data. When I say QM master data means material master QM view. Okay. So you can maintain the data in the EWM QM view as well. Okay. So prior to 1909, see there are, as I told you, QM has been evolving. A lot of changes are going on in each version. Okay. So before 1909, inspection rule was mandatory. Okay, but since we're in 1909, it is optional. So I will only maintain inspection rule. I'll not maintain QM master view. Okay, because I can maintain either of them. So you when in the project you have to decide which master data you will maintain. See, if I am already using QM, I'll prefer using QM view. Because all other modules are using QM view, I'll continue to extend that and use the QM view for EWM also. Okay. But if you want, you can also create a same setup, same master data on the EWM side as well. This is the master data QR setup. Don't worry, these codes and entire stepwise documents are available. You can go through them. Okay. Okay. So I think I haven't shared the documents, right? I will do that after the meeting. Yeah, right. I'm sorry about that. 935. Oh, okay, it's my bad. I forgot yesterday. So I'll share. So these documents are there in the. I'll share in the shared drive. So basically, we either maintain it in the QM master data, QM view, So who is basically responsible for this master data? Your QM team is responsible, but you should also know a few things about it. I will explain you what are those things. See here you can also maintain QM data. You can maintain plant specific data, and you will have something called as inspection plan. So you have this inspection setup. If you can go inside, you can say inspection type, and the inspection type for EWM is, see, you'll get this extend inspection 1701 or 17, and you maintain all the settings which we are going to discuss in the QR setup. All the settings you can maintain here. Okay.
Rohan, you're not able to see the screen.
Yeah, your screen is not changing. I think you are.
There is a delay.
It's delayed.
What do you see now?
I'm still seeing your shared drive.
Oh my god, that's quite a big delay. Let me reshare my screen. Okay. Can you see now? I'm into the SAP
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Let me know, if there is still delay. Okay. So what I've done is, I'll come back again into this transaction. So if you want to maintain the QM data in material master, you give like this, extend the material to the QM view, quality management view, and we enter here PL35, and here you have something called an inspection setup. You can do different inspection types. The inspection type for EWMS, these ones, 17.1, 17.01. We generally use 17.01, and you can see all the settings, which are going to maintain here in inspection rule. Similar settings are available here. So it is either you do it here or you do it there. Okay, but prior to 1909, inspection rule was mandatory. Okay, so don't be surprised if you don't see the inspection rule for some of your customers, because the same option is now available in QM master data. Okay, so your quality team will appropriately decide, but yeah, we need to, while we are testing, we need to know what data to set up and how to test. So you can take whatever settings have been made and in the QM master or in the inspection rule, and you can then put it onto your product and do one round of testing. Okay, so here in this system, we will maintain the master data. So there are several master data, like multiple specs, multiple fields. We don't
Rohan,
need to know all of them. I'll explain the important ones.
Rohan, may I know how do you came to the screen? We lost that part.
How do I come to this screen? Okay.
Yes.
So there is this transaction CWM QR setup. Okay. You come into this screen and you say new. So here there are two things, right? Quality inspection product, quality inspection inbound delivery. These are the two things we discussed yesterday. Yeah. One is for internal inspection and one is for incoming inspection. So we are in inbound. So we are doing inbound incoming inspection. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So we need to click here new, create, and then click on form view. Okay. So you get this form. So here, I have completely blank form available. I'm going to maintain all the important fields here, okay, which will at least, my aim is just to create an inspection document, see how inspection is applied to stock, and see what happens when the user accepts the stock or rejects the stock. Okay, so now here I'll say first inspection process. It's not, we are not going to do some sampling for production or acceptance sampling. We'll just do a basic good receipt inspection. So see, these properties, these fields are the fields based on which your inspection gets applied. Okay, so here if you say INB, that means all deliveries with document of INB will be subjected to inspection. If you say business partner, like some vendor code, all um, deliveries with this vendor will be subjected to inspection. If you give product here, okay, all deliveries of that product will get subjected to inspection. Same way you have item type, you have party to dispose, country of origin, stock type, non-dependent stock type. That means if it is QQ in the delivery, then it's quality. See, when we do a delivery creation, we can also, or in the purchase order, we have an option, right? Post to inspection stock. Then in delivery, it is subject, there is an inspection checkbox. So if the delivery says, in ECC or ERP, the delivery says subject to check inspection, we can also activate quality inspection. There is something called as quality inspection group. So it's a field in the product master. So you might have noticed WM execution view, there is a quality inspection group. It's just one group you can create and assign here, quality inspection group, and you assign here the same thing. So all products that they have, the quality inspection group maintain, they will be subjected to inspection. Okay, these properties are basically the selection parameter based on which the products are subjected to inspection. Now I'll say I will not give anything, I'll say just my product with INB delivery. You apply inspection. Okay. Now here we have something called an inspection type. I'll say 1701, same thing I was telling you in ERP. And then I want 100% inspection. There is something called a sampling inspection. You can do a percentage inspection, or you can dynamically determine your samples. I'm not going into all those fancy quality management settings. The quality team will be responsible for that. There are something like in quality they enter what when they inspect, they enter the characteristic. For example, I'm inspecting um, mm, iPhone, for example. So I would say the iPhone speed is so and so. Okay, iPhone dimensions are so and so. iPhones, you know I'll run some test in the iPhone and I'll enter some values there. Okay, I'm randomly picked an iPhone from the production line. I'm doing all the test, and test means they do something, and they have to enter some values, some character. There will be some characteristics. What is the maximum internet speed per hour? Let's say I'm an iPhone tester, and that's one of the parameters. So I connect a very powerful Wi-Fi and see how fast it goes. What is the charging speed per minute? So I will also put some parameters and connect to a very fast charging, and I'll make sure that it is testing to that that the charging, whatever, there will be some parameter created by Apple, which they will be calculating how better the phone is. So when they inspect, so there are several things, several characteristics which have to be inspected, and their values have to be noted down. So we will not go into those kind of complex inspection where giving a decision whether you say accept or reject depends on how these individual checks that you have done. So just imagine, if you are inspecting a car, there may be, inspection may be really big, like 10, 20 parameters you'd be checking, whether the wheel alignment is there or not, whether, the steering is hard or not. I'm just taking the simple ones, there'll be several other things, whether they'll put oil and see there is some leakage or not. So there'll be standard checks. So, so they enter the value, okay, no leaks, okay, torque equals to so and so, power equals to so and so, engine power equals to so and so. So there are so many things which we calculate characteristics. We call them. We are not entering any characteristics, but when you give a UD, there can be additional characteristic checks as well. So we just want to create 100% inspection, and we would say Q score procedure. That means there will be decision codes, right? So decision codes means accept, reject, and you can say partially accept or accept with minor defects. You can create several codes in the system. So these codes are created in this procedure, Q score procedure, and when I give a UD, you will see the different codes coming up. They come from here. Okay, so I will save my inspection rule. Okay, so now this inspection rule is very very okay, let me enter one more setting. It's very very basic. So now there is one more thing. When we do inspection, as soon as we do the GR, inspection document is created. Stock should turn into quality stock. Okay, why? Because there is inspection going on. The stock type should be either you know Q4, Q3, Q4, or 32 and 42, whatever we maintain. So here we maintain QQ. What this QQ does, whenever we do the inspection, whenever the inspection lot is created, the stock type changes to quality. See, we need that, right? Because that's how the standards are. We will not inspect a unrestricted stock, right? We'll always inspect the quality stock only, right? So we have to change the stock type in quality, isn't it? That's how we do it in ERP, ECC also. So this QQ will make sure that the stock goes into quality after inspection or during inspection or as soon as the inspection lot is created. See, I've been telling you inspection lot, sometimes I'm saying inspection document. They're same basically. Um, you know, um, in S4 HANA, it creates an inspection lot only. Okay. So when the inspection document is nothing but the inspection lot. That means there is a number, a quality document like purchase order, sale order, delivery. There is a document created in ECC called as inspection lot, and we basically go and accept that lot, okay, or reject it, whatever. So let us see, that inspection document getting created for our deliveries. I have saved this inspection rule. Okay, so this rule is very important. At least these minimum settings you need to do so that inspection gets applied to your delivery. See, as of now, I've not done any config. All these settings are available by default in the system, in SAP standard system. And if you need some more settings, you'll see the config. And if you need to change something, where do you do that, or where do the quality management team will do that? So let me create a purchase order, and now we will receive the purchase order. We will see the stock will go into quality stock. Okay, we'll take 10 today. Yeah. So yesterday only we did a test, right? And we saw the stock was going into F1. Okay. Now let us see what happens. Okay. Be careful with the stocks and the inspection document. Make a note of those things. Yeah. Thousand story location, confirmation control key is set. I will save it. So this is my purchase order. I will create a delivery. See here also, there can be inspection requirement, Here also you can see post to inspection stock. Yeah. Here in purchase order also you can say we are not applying any inspection as part of the document. It is our inbound delivery which will, in EWM which will consider that inspection rule has to be applied and it will create an inspection document. So same way stock placement, I will maintain the branch store location. It's the same. So warehouse is coming fine. I would save this delivery. Okay. Now this delivery would come to EWM and we should see inspection document getting created. Okay. But at what stage I'll tell you. So as soon as the delivery come, let's look at the first thing that we understood was yesterday was stock type. The stock type is still unrestricted. Okay. So and if you come here, if you see here, there is this way we see the inspection document. Okay, we go here, display quality inspection for item. So there is no inspection document. See, basically the inspection document will get created once you do the GR. The reason is we need stock, right? So if the material has not come, how do we plan the inspection? How do we do the inspection, right? So we are creating a QM document, but the QM person will say, hey, the stock is not there. Why you have created a document? Okay. So the QM document will only get created once you have the stock. Their work will be assigned to them once the stock is there physically, isn't it? So what I will do is I will post good receipt. Okay, so that the stock comes into the warehouse. Make a note of the stock type. We'll look at the stock type also. Okay. So we did a good receipt. You see the stock type changed to Q3. Okay. And let us see the stock in the warehouse monitor. So there are too many stocks. I will go and filter based on my document, which is this. Okay, now you can see this document, this HU or this product in that HU has been good receipted. The stock is gone to quality Q3 and Q3. Why? Because quality in storage location 1000. Okay, if we do a put away of the stock, it will change to Q4. Okay, you can see here the inspection lot has been assigned. Yeah, it is ending in 801. If you come here and you say display or inspection document, you see the same inspection lot number. So this is the inspection lot that has been assigned. Okay, I will take you to inspection lot quickly, but yeah, you just want to tell you one more thing. Okay, so this inspection lot, if you see here, this is the inspection lot origin. It came from EWM. This is the warehouse. This is the inbound delivery inspection quality into QQ. Inspection dot setup. From where your inspection dot setup was taken? It was taken from inspection rule. So 1909 onwards, you can avoid inspection rule, and it will also be blank. If you maintain as metal master, it will be shown as blank here. Now it is taken from inspection rule. Okay. So this is a document. It is like, for example, we are from EWM. The inbound delivery is a request document, okay, which is given to us by sales team, team, and we are supposed to execute the delivery, okay, and do the good receipt, put away, and same way outbound team will give us outbound deliveries. We'll pick the items, goods issued items. So delivery is our request item, given for execution. Same way, inspection lot is their request item or execution document, given by, either MMSD or even we. In this case, we are giving warehousing team, logistics is giving to QM to do the inspection. Okay. So now they are going to take this inspection lot, inspected. There will be, like, since we said you can see the purchase order, vendor, all the details. Inspection lot, we said 100% inspection. I told you there is a lot of inspection, detail inspection, like characteristic, entering any characteristics or other inspections related settings. You can see them here. User decision, we'll update this now, and there is some data for account assignment if it is relevant. So now we will give the UD code. What is UD code? User decision code. So whenever this quality team they will inspect, they have to tell the system what was the result of that inspection, whether we accepted or we rejected. Okay. Mm, okay. Before we go ahead, are we okay so far? Any questions, guys? Are you okay with inspection document creation? Shall we go ahead and give the UD now?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So now we will give the usage decision. That means we are going to tell the system that we have accepted or rejected. Now, okay. Now there will be two instances here. See, I have told you, that we have a dedicated quality area. So, see, some warehouses they may not have luxury of having a separate quality area. They may do inspection in the GR area itself. The stock is there. There they see the inspection lot number in their work list. They come to the floor, they inspect, and they go away. They say accept or reject. Okay, the quality team. Now, sometimes, quality team have a dedicated work center, like as I told you, in case of a car or in case of an engine, it's too much space here to occupy and do the testing. They will have a dedicated test centers. So what we do is we take the items to that work center, and then we do the detailed inspection there, and we give the UD there. So either you give in small warehouses, it's here. That's what we are doing now. Small basic process, it's here. But if there is a bigger warehouse, complex processes, we will, after GR, we will take you to a quality area. Okay. So during a complex process setup, we will see, how to add this area. So as soon as the GR is done, system will tell us to move us to quality area, and then from there we will take it to the final bin. Okay. So we'll do that later. Okay. But as of now, just to let you know, we are doing inspection in the GR area itself, which is also possible. So now, yeah, I remember what I was about to tell you. We did post a good receipt, but yeah, we didn't see the inspection doc. The how do we say? We didn't see the material document in ERP. So good receipt should have been posted. Let us see why the good receipt is not posted. Okay, it's stuck for some reason. Let us see. Oops, it's retrying. Maybe I have been logging some data. Plant data of the material. I have out of the plant data now, I guess. Oh, I'm locking this. So you saw this behavior, right? If I'm locking any data, system will fail the queue and it will go in retry mode. So now I'll say, okay, I've removed it. Now it will auto retry, till I remove it. Every 5 minutes it will try. But since I've already done it, I'll just push it through. Okay. So now the document has been posted. Let's look at the material document. Okay, so it is 101 only, but you see the stock type has been made to quality. So the purchase order and the delivery it was unrestricted. Now EWM inspection rule got applied and EWM said it has to be inspected and then it goes to inspection stock now. Okay, so now it's time to give the UD. Okay, so how do we give UD? We go to QA32 transaction. I'll execute here. It's a work list. They see all the pending documents over here. As of now, this is the document which is pending. Okay, my QM work list. I'll select the document C ending with 801 and I'll say give a usage decision. I can record results, I can change the inspection document, I can create a defect, I can attach inspection report certificates here. This is a very powerful transaction. So now I'm giving the usage decision here. So here I'll say whether it's after I did a complete inspection, whether I want to accept or reject. If you want to give decision here also you can give if at all. See, this is a new tab for EWM inspection. So there are several handling units and you want to accept one, reject another, isn't it? Or in this there are 10 pieces, you have to accept 4, reject 6. So you can give a partial UD also over here. Okay. So by doing that, you will say like this decision, accept here. Okay, and say trigger follow-up action. So what is follow-up action? I'll explain you. But yeah, this is you can give it here, or we generally give it here for the entire inspect delivery. We accept. Okay. So make a note of this follow-up action. Okay, I will save it. So the follow-up action has to do something. We'll save it and we'll understand more about it in the config. Now this document has been processed. Okay, it's gone away from my list. We go here. Okay, and if we execute here, no change, but here you can see if you reopen the inspection document, you see the status has changed to UD. Previously the status was REL released for UD and now the UD is given. Okay, so it doesn't make any change to the delivery, but it will go and make change to your stock. Okay, so here if you see it was quality and inspection lot was assigned. Okay, I'm going to refresh it. It should become F1 and this should go away, right? That means it's back into unrestricted. That means we have accepted. See, it is unrestricted and inspection is no more valid for this part. Now you can do put away into your warehouse like you do in your normal process. If I had given a decision of reject, it would have changed it to block stock, and then we would have taken it to a scrap area or somewhere, or we would have called vendor to tell them vendor, yeah, we will tell vendor, please take your product back, it is rejected. Any exception, any process, based on the client, we could set up. Okay. So now this inspection is completed for us. Okay. Now I was telling you about follow-up actions. See, we had a follow-up action EWM underscore A. Okay. Now till this point we know now how inspection is applied, how the UDs are given, how the inspection document is assigned, and the assignment is removed. So we know now complete integration, but there is one more additional point which we should be aware of. That is the follow-on actions. See what is so if we remember the UD code we gave was let me check what was the UD code we gave. UD code we gave was A1, right? So now when we go to A1, okay, for example, the UD code is A1, which was accept, okay, and then we may also have a UD code which is maybe A1 reject, okay, and there will be another one U2 R2 reject, and reject for scrapping, and here I'll say reject for vendor return. Okay, so there are two rejects, or we can say there is another UD code we can give. UD code is I'll give it here. UD code I'll give is A2 accept with detailed inspection. We say we accept it for now, but we want it to be inspected in more detail. Okay, it can be such code. So now what happens, for each of these codes here, what are the follow-up actions? First thing is the stock type. We have accepted this, so the stock type will change back to F1. Okay. Follow-on action means what happens as a follow-on of your UD. You say decision, what happens as a follow-on? Say here the stock type changes to F1. Here it says it's F1, and we'll get another inspection document. It is rejected, vendor return. So I'll say it is B5. This is block for scrapping. Yeah, B5. Okay. Now, currently, when you want to do a Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, I got disconnected. Mm, that, can you hear me now?
Yes, Ron. What's it, Tila?
I was requesting for screen share again. So I was explaining you that we get this usage decision. In the usage decision, we have um, this follow-on actions which will trigger. What will happen as a follow-on. Okay. So sometimes we move the stock to quality area. Sometimes we move the stock to scrap area, vendor return area, and so on. So what happens with the task? Now the person who is using the scanner will know, if it's going to put away, okay, he'll go and put it away. He doesn't need to know much, he'll just put it in the inspection area. The inspection team will see that, inspection document for the detailed inspection. In the vendor return area, then, vendor return area, they will then, send a notification to the purchasing team. They'll talk to the vendor and, arrange for a shipment. If it's in the scrap area, the stock goes to scrap area. The scrap team will keep a note of it, and they'll see in their storage type the scrap stock is there. They'll simply scrap. Okay. So, there is no dependency. There need not to be any communication. It's automatic communication. The warehousing team know what needs to be done after the UD is given. They get the task on the scanner and then they move the item to the respective area. Okay. So these following actions are, if I was explaining, if the quality team have worked before, they'll know this. But if they have not worked before, just this is another integration. Where they create tasks for us. So task is a EWM document, but created through their follow-on actions. Okay, so we have to work in integration with them to create this task. Okay, so we spoke about the master data. We spoke about the process. Now we'll go to the config and see where this follow-on actions are configured. As of now, I have configured, I've entered A. In the standard system, A is configured to create a put-away task to the pen, but it may not have created because we don't have the strategies. We'll see, how others are also configured and how we can configure our own, follow-on action. Okay, so let's go to SPRO. So, most of the configuration here is done by the QM team. I'll just give you an overview and then we'll go to the follow-on action. That's where our major integration lies. So we come here. Okay. Now, first thing, whenever our system is used, there are something called as inspection object type. Okay. So we have, different inspection object. Now, see, in S4HANA, there are only 3. Internal. See, same way, you can create an inspection document for any stock at the warehouse. In the monitor, you can click and say create inspection. You have to create an inspection rule. You have to create an inspection rule, and then you will be able to create an inspection document for any stock. Okay, see, create inspection. So any stock anywhere, you create an inspection rule, and you will be able to go and inspect it. That is a ad hoc. So this is a planned inspection for inbound delivery, but that is an ad hoc inspection. We can also activate inspection for return delivery. Okay. Now here you activate which inspections you want to use. Okay. So if at all first time this is done, so you have to come here, and this is a cross client, and not you but your QM team, they have to come here and then activate these inspections, and do go and activate them in the next config. Okay, here you say what are the types of inspection you're going to use for your warehouse, and that here you decide whether your master data is going to be from material master or inspection rule. Standard, you can see it is inspection rule, that is why we have maintained inspection rule and saw how the setup was taken. Okay, so next is inspection result. Here maintain follow-up action, this is very important. So we'll define follow-up actions first. EWM underscore A. Okay, and you can see standard SAP has done some function modules. Okay, so we are not interested in this. Yeah, I mean, keep with the function model as it is. Yeah, this is the function model in the background which will do something, but yeah, we don't need to change anything here. The main config is here. Okay, so EWM underscore A, whenever this follow-up action is given by user, okay, WH, this is very important config. We say it's a put away, initiate put away, and change the stock type to F5. That means unrestricted. So now only I said two follow-up action, right? This one is to create a task, and this one is to change the stock type. So when it is accept, it will create a task to put away. Okay, and let's say when it is block, reject, detail inspection, what happens? Let's pick a block one. Let's say we reject, and we say that it should go to a block area. So what we do is we come here, we say the stock type should be BB blocked. If you remember, there are three stock type: QQ, BB, FF. This is non-dependent stock type. Yeah, so when it is in 1000 it will be B5, 2000 it will be B6, and it is saying put it into block stock. Okay, it's a block stock, and then here the process type is entered. So where to take that block stock? It's controlled using this. So which storage type is block stock storage type? So you'll find it here. So you create a process type or use this process type. We have extended warehouse management, cross process setting, warehouse task. You can see here, you can see destination is Y860 BLC01. So this is a block storage type in standard system. Y860, yeah, block stock area. So here you give your storage type. Let's say you get a storage type 9080 whatever, and you have created a bin called blocked. You give here, when you give that UD, it will go to that area. The task will be created to that area using this. So you create your own process type. Let's say Y50, or let's say you create a process type 3080, 3090, and then assign it here. Then you see the stock will be converted into block, and it will go to block area. Okay, so just please try that. Rejection, config and try one test to reject. Create a block storage type. Okay, so what I want you to do is on the week, create a storage type for block area. Okay, then create bin block storage. Create activity area. And subbins. Then maintain and create new process type. Okay, leave the name itself. Let's say you create a storage type as 8060. Create new process type as 3060. Copy of Y440 and change the destination storage type bin. Okay, and then assign 30 process type 3060 to follow on action EWM underscore B. Okay, so EWM underscore R, and then execute one QM scenario with QD reject and follow on action EWM underscore R. And what you need to do here is you need to ensure task is created to block stock. Okay, if it doesn't happen, just tell me. To block area. Okay, and stock type is changed to B5. These are the follow-up action that you can test. Okay, so do this test and let me know your findings. And I think if you have not yet explored, if at all the task is created and you want to see the task here, you can see the see the task over here. Okay, you click, generally we say click on open and hold task and uncheck everything. If a task is created to block stock, you will see it here. This is the Putaway task, open Putaway task. But any open task for block area, you can find it here. Okay, so you need to make sure you are able to test this scenario. Okay, this will give you good understanding about follow-up action, usage decisions, and codes and everything. Okay. So these were the important points I wanted to discuss with you about quality inspection. So any questions from anyone related to quality?
No, Rohan, as of right now.
Okay, so if no further questions, then We'll do a quick overview of what are we going to cover next week. We are going to start a new topic called strategies, Putaway strategies. We are going to discuss, during Putaway, our tasks are not getting created automatically. So we will see, how to, create the task automatically, or how systems should determine an appropriate bin for Putaway. So what are the strategies involved, how the bins are searched, how the storage types are searched. System follows a lot of sequence. So we'll see those Putaway strategies and slotting concepts in inbound. So there are two topics in inbound which are pending. Basic inbound, one is strategy. We'll see all types of strategies, how the different ways you can influence where the product goes into which bin. So we'll do a lot of checks and we'll try to understand how it works. So Putaway strategy is our next topic, but yeah, please make sure you have completed your configuration to the stage, okay, for your warehouse. So I think I'll stop here for today. I don't want to start strategies because it's very much different to and we'll not be able to complete much in next 15 minutes. So we'll stop here for today. Next week we'll talk about bin determination, storage type determination, section determination, and so on. Okay.
Ron,
Yes.
please upload all the pending documents, and also for Unit 4, you have not uploaded in the shared drive.
Yeah, that's what I said. I missed uploading it. I'll do it right away.
Okay, please.
You know what? Let me do some shortcut. Yeah. It's there now. Okay. Before I have uploaded, I just dragged it from another warehouse, another batch. Okay. So you have all these reference documents. So complete
Ron,
availability group and quality integration this week. Yeah.
yeah,
Tell me.
all the videos also, aside from the link that you share with us, do we have it in the shared drive also? The
Mm-hmm.
videos, the recordings.
See, video recordings is managed by the admin team. So yeah, they might have it at some SharePoint. If you can drop them an email or speak to them, they'll guide you.
Okay.
So we did today quality management. Okay, okay then. Any other questions or anything anybody would like to discuss before we end for today? Okay, if no further questions, then I think we can end our session. Arjun, if you can stay back, we'll look at your issue.
Sure, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye. Okay, it's going under the spin. Control C, cancel, save, slash o slash CWM slash underscore 3. Okay, activity areas are assigned. Let me get that task.
Yeah, okay, I'm doing it.
You also need to sort GR zone as well. So you are entering both source and destination activity area, right? So your source bin should also have an activity area assigned. See, now it's coming. The source bin was not assigned to activity area. Please make a practice, about
I got your
sorting
point.
everything.
But how do you get to know that the sequence? That you clicked on that logon,
Sorry?
the log. No, how do you went to that log? I mean, where do you find out the steps here?
So if you come here, you see the log here.
Okay.
So the log, the queue determination, this is your third sequence, right? Yours is fourth sequence. So here, this is the sequence. So you have maintained source and destination, but did not find an entry. So it said queue determine. So now here you can see queue determination, and now it found out that queue. So from source and destination as check. This is the config checks. It found out an entry here. So it was not finding out. It was only entering 8005 here, not 9010. So I found out you are not sorting 9010.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Ron, for that.
Okay. Okay then. No problem. Then we'll end the session for today. We'll connect again next week.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.